Coming up on Street Hospital...
I'll buy churros if you go and move for me.
She's threatening herself and others.
We'll get her lying down.
Hands down, if we can't get them up, we're going to go down.
Oh, let's stop the crying, there's no need for that. You're going to try and suck the gas through here.
Do you think you've had a seizure?
All over New Zealand, the weekend's the time to hit the town and hit the booze.
He said he's had about a litre of vodka.
That's what I'm talking about.
Hitting it hard and each other. Some party animals are getting boozed, getting hurt, and they're clogging the emergency departments.
They end up lining the corridors and trolleys, waiting to sober up.
Wellington Free Ambulance paramedics are fighting back. On Friday and Saturday nights, ambulances parked in Wellington's party zone become makeshift hospitals. At the street hospital base, paramedics treat the injured where they can, on the spot.
Thank you, Mr. Paramedic.
Typical Wellingtonians, very friendly.
Will they make a difference to the binge drinking culture in central Wellington? Can they stop the smashed and trash piling into the hospital's emergency department? And how will our paramedics cope, keeping a straight face when everyone else is off theirs?
You coming to town with us?
Third-year paramedic student Hollie is just one of the crew making up a big street hospital team tonight.
Who wants to practice IVs tonight?
I do.
Don't forget, it's not all about the IVs. It's about the person behind the IV.
Tonight I'll be the clinical lead, so as an intensive care paramedic I'll have clinical oversight of all the patients and of all the management of the patients.
Back on the street hospital team is Mel, who's recently qualified as a fully fledged paramedic.
You never stop learning. I'm finally permanent and paid, and I'm still
every day. Yeah.
Yes,
That's what I love about this job, eh? Every day's different and you never stop learning.
The unusually long, hot summer has everyone flocking to Courtenay Place. The height of the tourist season and the arts festival has brought on a touch of midsummer madness. Field Operations Manager Benjamin will be overseeing everything, frontline and street hospital. And when the need arises, he'll help out in the command car.
Being a field operations manager requires a lot more sort of logistics, relationship building. Because a lot of people don't necessarily understand and appreciate that. We work with the fire brigade, we work with the police, we work with Rimutaka Prison, we work with the hospitals.
Benjamin's an old hand when it comes to street hospital. He's put in a lot of hours in Courtenay Place.
I swear I've got post-traumatic stress from that. I'm still in counselling now. My counsellor tells me that I should breathe slowly and not think about it. Oh, look, they're coming back. The thoughts, I have to leave! Sorry.
The team's still setting up when the first call comes in. Two female tourists are outside a cinema. One's unconscious, the other hysterical. Craig and first-year student Harrison take the job.
What's going on? Hello, can you hear me?
I'm Craig. Can you tell me what's going on? Can you tell me what's going on? Do you speak English?
Yeah, they want me to pay 250, but I don't have the money.
What's happening with your friend? What's happening with your friend?
I don't know.
Right. Can you rouse her to pain? Comes Waterloo 93. Yeah, patient is now conscious but still needs some assessment from Oscar, thanks.
Slow your breathing down. You're okay. What's your name? Yeah, it does.
As Harrison tries to get to the heart of the issue, Craig talks to the police.
They're drinking alcohol as they come into town, so that's what we do with them. The one on the ground was swaying all over the place while she was talking to us, and then she sat down, and as gradually as we've been dealing with her, she's got worse and worse.
The girls were issued with a fine for drinking in public.
Can you tell me where you are right now?
Field Operations Manager Benjamin arrives and cuts to the chase.
Okay.
Oh, let's stop the crying, there's no need for that. Sweet. You look at me. Sweet. Look at my big ugly nose. Get yourself sat up for me, please. Awesome, good job. Your passport? Austria?
Yeah.
You're Austrian? Are you from Austria as well?
No, I'm from Germany.
You're from Germany. Whereabouts in Germany?
I don't know.
Yeah, you do. Where are you from? My brother lives in Cologne. Cologne.
Yeah, I'm from Dortmund.
Things are a little less frantic back at Street Hospital Base.
Can I go move my car for me?
I suppose I could, if you really wanted. Or you could do it.
Or you could do it.
What's in it for me?
I'll let you do the first IV.
Yeah, that was said last week and I didn't get to do anything.
I'll buy you churros if you go and move it for me. I'll give you churros.
All right.
I'm gonna go give Brady my car keys so he can move my car because I've parked it in not a very good spot and he knows of a secret car park, so. And then I'll buy him churros because I'm nice. Catch.
Sweet.
Nice.
What do you get? Good stuff.
While up the road, the medics have decided to bring the girls back for treatment.
Okay.
No, shall I pay it?
This is a language problem as well, Frank.
2 female tourists have been in trouble with the police. One is drunk so much she's barely conscious. Hollie and intensive care paramedic Sean assess the situation.
Is there anything about it that you're concerned about? Anything that we need to know about? You just known her for a week? Okay, cool. One of them has been caught breaking the alcohol ban and so has to pay a fine, and she's really distressed about that because she's a volunteer worker in New Zealand. And the other one is very intoxicated as well, and their plan was to take the train back up the coast to where they're staying in the morning.
Sean gets student medic Hollie to run some IV fluids to the Austrian girl in the hope it will help sober her up.
Don't pull it. That's right.
See that I'm not on the right angle.
Okay, I've got the needle. Pull my tip up, try and progress. Here we go, we're in. You brought your needle in and you're just sort of scraping the side of it, basically.
An hour later, it looks like the IV fluids have worked their magic. The distraught German girl has nodded off, but her Austrian friend is waking up.
Fluids can be really useful for an intoxicated patient. Typically we find it does help the patients to perk up a little bit. It's just basically salty water. It's the same proportion of salt in there as there is in your body. It's 0.9% salt, and so that's why the body accepts it so readily.
How did I end up like that? It's so sad.
You're feeling a bit better, hey? You're looking a lot better.
I feel good.
Just as you sit here, what's the number one thing bothering you right at the moment?
I've got cancer.
What's that?
I've got cancer and
Have you really?
blood cancer.
Yeah.
Needles.
Are you experiencing any symptoms that might be related to your cancer at the moment?
Yeah, I feel like dizzy most of the times.
Do you?
But no.
Is there anything right now to do with your cancer and your current condition that I need to be aware of?
No.
Okay. Are you undergoing any chemotherapy at the moment?
Yeah.
Yeah. When was your last dose?
In February?
Yeah.
No.
You're going to be okay tonight?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, if you have any concerns at all,
No.
you call 111.
It was basically the best outcome that we could have expected for the patient. I mean, she was responsive, she was up, talking, walking, and we popped on a taxi and sent her home, basically, but she was definitely a lot better than when she came to us.
The night's still young, and with the arts festival on in town, everyone's a performer. Street Hospital Base is starting to bear the brunt of midsummer madness. A guy in skinny jeans is less worried about his wounded knee than the impending attack on his on-trend trousers.
Oh, no, that knee will be sweet. Just chuck a bandage over it.
Yeah, but we can't get to it.
Yeah, we can't get to it.
Pants down, if we can't get them up, we're going to go down. This guy's obviously had one too many and tripped over his own feet. His knee took the brunt of the fall, really. Ripped his nice pants, which he was pretty upset about. I think the pants are going to make it. We're going to do the best we can. Obviously, we don't have stitches or anything, but Harrison's going to tape it up.
Not too much Red Bull and vodka's tripped over, eh?
We got to eat to eat you.
But I don't know if you do those, Hollie.
It's not my jurisdiction at all.
Sean and Hollie are due out on patrol, but their departure's delayed by the appearance of a rather troubled young man.
Just take a seat, man. Yeah, that's all right. Hey, what's your name, man?
I'm freaking out. Can we shut the door, bro? There's laughter, bro.
Just close this. Do you mind if I just take your pulse?
No needles.
I haven't got needles, I've just got fingers. I just want to feel your heartbeat through your wrist there, man.
Needles,
I don't have needles, man. I don't have any needles on me.
You had a bit to drink, eh?
Yeah.
104. Yeah, it's MDMA as well, eh?
Yeah.
Have you ever done that before?
A lot of MDMA, it's just like 4 caps.
Okay.
Who are you in town with?
That's my mate.
The excessive amount of ecstasy has spoilt the man's dreamy midsummer night. He's now experiencing paranoia as well as enhanced sensory perception.
118/82. What's your biggest worry right now?
I'm freaking out, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm playing my nuts off.
Sean's been translating that into file notes, which is causing some agitation to the young man.
And have a rest.
That name, yeah.
Yep. Do you want me to cross it out?
Yeah. Cross it. Yeah.
You're really worried about it, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm really worried about that.
All right. You got your water there? I've just got to shoot out for a minute.
That'll go, that name.
With Sean gone, Hollie continues to assess the young man.
How often do you do drugs like this?
Quite a bit.
Quite a bit?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I don't know. I've got a house that a bit of pingers, like, not gonna do a bit of pingers, like, and I get the good shit, I get the good shit, like.
After an assessment, water and monitoring, and with the ambulance needed for another patient, the medics decide the young man is well enough to be watched outside. With the first rush of patients over, Sean and Hollie can set out on patrol. Hollie wants a sneak preview of next week's topics in class.
Are we going to be cardioverting?
We will be doing some cardioverting. We'll be doing some drug work.
They haven't got far when a bystander stops them.
Just sitting down there on the side of the pavement and the car just backed over his foot.
G'day mate, how are you? My name's Sean, I'm a paramedic.
These people said that you've had your foot run over by a taxi. Is that true? Which foot was it?
I don't want the police.
No, we're not the police. We're paramedics, not the police. But if you want us to help you, you need to tell us what we can do very clearly.
Listen.
Yeah?
It's a social justice issue.
If you need us, we're down the end of the street in the ambulance. You're very welcome to come and see us, okay? If you need us, you know where we are.
The man is very aggressive and will not let the medics look at his foot.
Came out from the shop, saw a man sitting in the gutter, and he got his foot run over by a taxi, just backed over the top of it. So I went over and helped him out.
Biggest concern is he could have a crush injury in his foot there. He's clearly intoxicated, but maybe some pain starts to set in, maybe he'll be more open to being assessed by us.
In the meantime, it's back to patrolling the precinct. Back at base, an emergency call comes through about a very distressed woman. And as paramedics Mel and Jeff set out, they're advised to approach her with caution.
She's threatening herself and others.
Midsummer Night's madness means the street hospital team is very busy. Paramedics Mel and Jeff have been called to a very distressed woman. She's threatening to harm herself and others. They've been advised to tread carefully.
Okay, stop.
Alright, so you're having a breather, are you?
Okay.
Alright, let's go.
The woman, Vanessa, is acting unpredictably and out of character. She's been biting people and before that was running into traffic.
Need a rest for a couple of hours if you want.
Yeah.
We'll get her lying down, but if she's going to kick off, we might need one of you.
Because of Vanessa's volatility, Mel has a police escort in the back.
Okay. You're safe. You're fine.
We're not trying to hurt you, right?
You need to lay still though. Lay down. Come on. I don't want to hit
Back at base, they can start on the assessment.
How often would she drinking you like this?
3 times a year, maybe?
Hey, don't bite your finger. Don't bite your finger. How long have you been feeling like this?
Every every day. She's just had a recent assessment at the mental health centre, but they thought that it might even be like bipolar or something.
Alcohol's part of the immediate problem, but Mel needs to pinpoint any underlying mental issues.
The young lady that we have is intoxicated, however she's threatening to harm herself. According to her friend, this can happen when she's intoxicated, but
So
she's
if we undo the
relatively okay.
intoxication, we will get her back
That's
to
what we
being safe.
hope.
Mel begins the intoxication procedure.
Hey, come here.
Yeah?
Come here.
I don't want to get too close in case you bite me again.
That's good. That's good. Remember that time?
What time?
You're a whore.
Me?
Yeah.
That's not very nice.
I'm so sorry.
I don't think I've met you before. Yeah, pop this arm straight, because otherwise fluids won't go. There we go.
But an hour later, there's been little change in Vanessa's demeanour.
Are you feeling suicidal?
Yes. But you know my mum has tried this before. My mum tried to kill herself. Yeah.
The medication she's on is not a medication you would want to take alcohol with. So she's had the medication, had quite a lot to drink, which on its own probably would have been enough, and it's all piled up.
She more needs care that is out of our realm to provide in the pre-hospital setting. She's still describing thoughts of wanting to harm herself or to harm other people.
So the medics decide the best place for Vanessa right now is hospital.
Once we've got to ED, she's become quite distressed again, unfortunately. We tried our best to calm her down as much as we could, but she's actually attempted to jump off the stretcher when it's at full height and tried to run away. The good thing is she's in a safe place now where she can get the care that she needs.
The medics' night should be drawing to an end, but Midsummer Madness is still sending patients their way.
Got a gentleman completely unresponsive apparently.
A young man's been thrown out of a bar by the doorman for being too drunk, and he's now collapsed in a bus stop. On the way up, Mel notices he's wearing a medical alert bracelet. The bracelet means there could be more to it than just too many beers.
Let me read your bracelet, bud.
No, it's fine.
Frontal lobe epilepsy. What the wrong thing? Yeah. Hey, buddy, sit up, sit up, sit up, sit up. Do you think you've had a seizure? No. I'm just concerned because he's very sweaty. Yeah. I don't think he might have a seizure. He's been incontinent. He's been chucked out of a bar by a bouncer. He's got a medical alert for frontal lobe epilepsy. He's presenting as postictal, which is the period following a seizure where you can be a bit confused. Some people are incontinent, some people vomit and then want to sleep for the rest of the afternoon.
Just going to have a wee look at your eyes there.
I just want to go to sleep.
Okay. That is consistent. Yes, yeah.
They have frontal lobe epilepsy.
Yeah.
It's just not normal epilepsy.
So when you get stressed out,
I developed a head injury.
Did you have a head injury that would cause epilepsy?
When I was 7 years old.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
The doctor said that they couldn't work out why I was alive.
There's people with legitimate medical conditions like epilepsy, diabetes, medical conditions that alter your level of consciousness and make you appear to be impaired, like drunk. And people think that you're just drunk and then kick you out the bars or leave you on the side of the road. Your blood pressure is too low so that you get home because it's not even 100 and we've got your feet up. So as soon as we stand you up, you're going to make a graceful descent to the floor.
The lack of public understanding about the symptoms of a seizure means people suffering from epilepsy can be left very vulnerable. As the young man's blood pressure isn't improving, the medics opt for a trip to ED. The hot summer night has made it a busy and challenging time, but the student medics have survived, a tribute to their determination and enthusiasm, and the skill of their instructors.
Good luck, man. Well done.
The Midsummer Madness is finally winding down, but just as the medics are packing up, there's a report of another casualty.
Someone who can't put any weight on their leg, just down that way in the bus stop, I think, so we're going to go down there and have a look.
Second-year student medic Nick grabs Harrison and they head out in search of their patient. The young medics don't know it yet, but this patient's been seen before. Several hours on and aggression replaced by sobriety, The man's starting to feel the pain from his run-over foot.
Did you do anything to it? Did you fall on it or roll it or something?
I don't know what it was.
Not sure? How long has it been hurting for?
Like the last hour or something.
The fact you can't put any weight on it, and there is a wee bit of clicking when it moves, okay, that means it could be broken.
In the meantime, the man's foot needs to be immobilised.
Here we've got Antonox, just a fast-acting analgesic, so some pain relief.
You're going to try and suck the gas through here.
Back at base, Sean recognises the injured man from earlier.
I went through the auto ankle rolls and everything's coming up. So.
Yeah, sure. G'day, mate. My name's Sean. I saw you earlier in the evening and you were telling us that your foot got run over by a taxi. Do you remember that? You didn't want us to treat you at that time, but I'm really glad that we've been able to come back and find you again and give you some help, okay? His alcohol's worn off now and he's become much more aware of his injury. Yeah.
Nick and Braden take the man through to hospital.
A taxi ran over your foot. That's impressive. That was at 10 o'clock. How much did you have to drink, man? Must have been a bit.
Nick and Braden make it back to base in time to go home.
Let's call it quits.
But Braden has some unfinished business.
I moved Hollie's car because she was going to get me food, and plus she went out on a job and it needed to be moved. So I thought, well, I suppose it better get done, and there was food involved, so... Yeah, there's a bit of a problem. I haven't received my end of the bargain yet. No food. It's 4 in the morning.
Too late for dinner now anyway. Otherwise, it's been a great night for the street hospital team, where putting theory into practice has never been so rewarding.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.